Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in with me. I promise you, it really does mean a lot. I just want to bring information to you guys because I believe that information is power. And when you have power, that's going to drive you to seek more knowledge. Okay, you guys, because this information I'm giving you is literally priceless. Priceless, okay? So we're going to tap in more about, here we go again, distributed ledger technologies. Yes, just like the last two videos, we're talking about Quant again today because I feel that Quant is an amazing company. I honestly can talk about Quant every day and talk about something different every single day because they have that much going on around the world. And this is no cap, this is for real, y'all. This company is going to be insanely big, okay? So follow me, okay? So more specifically today, we're going to talk about a sector of Quant's company that focuses in on CBDCs. And if you don't know what a CBDC is, it stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. And yes, that means a digital currency that is issued out to you from your central bank. Yes, the Federal Reserve of America. They're working on it. It's called the digital dollar. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. So with that being said, we're going to let Quant's CEO, Gilbert Burdian, take the floor.
A lot of adoption around digital currencies amongst the central banks, aren't we? But tell us, how are you seeing that happen and what are some of the benefits involved with that?
What we're seeing is a phenomenal take-up of CBDCs. If you look at the stats today, 105 central banks are actively working or implementing different types of CBDCs, and there's retail and then there's wholesale. And what that means is the regulation has allowed them to take that step. So they are actively looking at the benefits, having cash, commercial money and central bank money working within the financial system. And what does that mean from a policy perspective? Well, it means greater visibility. They can understand risk, so we don't have another financial crisis. What does it mean to the consumer? Better protection in terms of disbursements. You can.
So this video, he stated 105, but this is actually an older video from a couple years ago. The number's actually risen, and it's going to be a video a little bit later on. I'm going to play in this video. The number, they say 111. I think it's actually even higher than that now. Okay, y'all. So it's actually getting bigger. It's growing. Okay. So that lets you know it's a lot of steam behind this. This is not stopping. This is real life, y'all. Tap in. Tap in. Come on, y'all. Follow me on this. I'm going to follow me. And I promise you, y'all won't regret it, okay? So I'm getting ready to show y'all on the screen right now. It is a screenshot. I Wikipedia'd specifically JP Morgan Chase. And you're like, why? I want to show you guys the bank, and I'm going to show you guys how much this bank is worth. This bank is worth almost $500 billion. That is their market cap, $500 billion. Do y'all see that? It's on the screen right now. Y'all see that, right? Okay. Just so you can understand, this next video, this is a man named Jamie Dimon. He is the CEO of Chase Bank, JP Morgan Chase. Jamie Dimon, okay, y'all? I want y'all to listen to what this man is getting ready to say, okay? He's going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin because during this time, which was about 2 weeks ago, there was a Bitcoin ETF that had been approved by the SEC. Yes, a Bitcoin ETF have been approved by the United States SEC, which means that the digital front is coming. Wake up, y'all. Here we go, though. JP Morgan, listen to what he's getting ready to say specifically about cryptos and the difference between what cryptos that are attached to distributed ledger technologies and how they will power the financial system and other cryptos that don't have real world use cases and how they are. I'll let Jamie Dimon speak, but listen to what he's saying, y'all. This is real. Go, y'all. Jamie Dimon.
It's an important thing. This is the last time I've ever talked about this in CNBC. Okay, so help me God. Blockchain is real. It's a technology. We use it. It's going to move money. It's going to move data. It's efficient. We've been talking about that for 12 years too, and it's very small. Okay, so I think we've wasted too many words in that. Cryptocurrencies, there are two types. There's a cryptocurrency which might actually do something. Think of a cryptocurrency as an embedded smart contract in it, and that we can use it to buy and sell real estate or move data. That may have value.
The idea of tokenizing things.
Tokenizing things that you do something with. And then there's one which does nothing. I call it the pet rock, the Bitcoin or something like that.
So listen.
And so on the Bitcoin.
We're going to stop it there because listen. No. I have Bitcoin. I ain't nothing against Bitcoin, but I just want to show the people that's out here, listen. This is literally the CEO of JP Morgan Chase letting you know we have a blockchain. We have been using this thing for years and we're shifting to it. Okay? Listen to what's being said. Listen to what's being said, okay? This next clip is going to be Gilbert Burden again. It's from that same interview that I showed you the last time. It's just another clip of that, right? More so specifically talking about the interactions with the smaller banks, not necessarily just the big boys, which are your central banks. Also, he's tapped into people like JP Morgan's Onyx. He's tapped in with Citibank, things of that nature. Quant Network is huge. And when I tell you what they are facilitating around the world is literally, listen to what I'm getting ready to say, the infrastructure for the financial system, literally, of the future. And this is not an exaggeration, you guys. This is literally happening right now. This shift is happening right now.
Which is issued by a bank. It's backed by collateral,
so here we go.
And you can use it interchangeably. It's interoperable. You can use it across borders, and then it's actually settled and collated back to the bank, to the central bank. And what that will do is really allow new forms of money to exist. It's a digital dollar, a digital pound, a digital euro for consumers to be able to conduct automation, have better privacy protection, and using a new form of money gives us a way to do things which we couldn't do before. So we're seeing that being developed, and in the future what we'll have is multiple jurisdictions having different forms of commercial stablecoins, which are all regulated as money, interoperating within their jurisdiction, but then cross-border for various use cases.
That's right, and we're seeing a lot of adoption around digital currencies amongst the central banks.
Our borders, it'll be able to go cross borders. It will literally, we're talking money, okay, y'all? And most people don't have a concept of honestly how much money is out there. The real estate market alone is something like $500 trillion around the world. Trillion. And if you don't really understand the concept of a trillion, think of just a billion, okay? If I gave you $1 billion, you can spend literally $10,000 a day for the next 200 years and still have $270 million left after spending $10,000 a day for 200 years. And that's just 1 billion. And it takes 1,000 billions to make a trillion. Come on now. It's a lot of money. Listen to what I'm saying. For real. Okay, so the next video are going to jump, boom, ship. There was an interview done with Gilbert Burden from Quant Network and the Bank of England, Tom Mutton from the Bank of England, okay? So these are going to be a couple clips from that particular interview. Just listen to what they're saying, you guys. It's really happening right now. And I know this is geared towards the UK, but also remember his resume has the Federal Reserve of America on it, okay? Remember that. So if we got the digital pound, we got the digital dollar. Follow me. All right, I got to get my phone in place. Bam.
Let's get into it. Many central banks, 114 according to the Atlantic Council, are experimenting with central bank digital currencies, whether that's retail CBDCs or wholesale CBDCs, as well as piloting the use of CBDCs for cross-border settlement. And some are looking at underpinning this with distributed ledger technology, but not all. 11 jurisdictions have launched a CBDC to date and are testing to see how this plays out in real life. Obviously, Tom, the Bank of England has been doing a lot of experimentation around a digital pound or retail central bank digital currency. So what is the latest in terms of the...
Guys, I do not have Tom's response, but they're working on it, okay? I more so want to focus on Quant, so that's why I'm getting ready to have the next segment. She's going to talk again, but then we're going to have Gilbert Burden's response to her next question. But I feel like the information that she just gave was very valuable, okay? So here's the next question, well, the first question rather.
Which is, I think Quant is involved in and is definitely watching a lot of the experimentation that's happening across the world. What are the main issues that central banks are looking at in their experiments?
I think
Quant is involved. Okay, but here's Gilbert's response, y'all.
I think we're in a CBDC catalyst at the moment, and what I mean by that is there's been a lot of policy thinking, a lot of economic thinking to date, and a lot of the next level of thinking is, what does this mean to consumers, what does this mean to businesses, and what does this mean to the economy? And the common theme we're seeing with the work we're doing with central banks is the only way to answer those questions is to practically test it with your local domestic and commercial banks to understand what does this mean. So,
did you just hear what he just said? He said the next step is to practically test it with your local and domestic banks. And he's not just talking about the UK. He's talking about everywhere. People don't realize. And I'm going to do a whole video about this. Last summer, in this country, literally, it's called the FedNow. It is an instant payment 365 settlement, literally here in America, from the Federal Reserve. It's called the FedNow. I will actually insert a video about the FedNow, right?
Reserve announcing it has gone live with its new FedNow instant payment system, a system that should allow households and businesses to send payments and receive money immediately without those troubling 3-day holds on checks and waiting for payments to clear in the sender's account and waiting for the bank to open on Monday or after a holiday. The FedNow system is an instant payment system. It's available 24/7, 365 days a year. To begin with, 35 banks and 16 service providers have already signed up. Those banks include things like J.P. Morgan and Wells Fargo, as well as smaller credit unions and other banks. Unclear if the banks are going to charge for this instant payment. They are charged, but they may or may not pass that along to consumers. Fed Chair Jay Powell saying in a press release, over time, as more banks choose to use this tool, the benefits to individuals and businesses will include enabling a person to immediately receive a paycheck or a company to instantly access funds when an invoice is paid. This doesn't eliminate the PayPals and the Venmos of the world or Zelle.
So, y'all just saw that FedNow video, right? So it's not just over in England. These infrastructures are being laid all over the world, including here in the United States, okay? Follow me, you guys. I promise you, you will not be sorry. Here's the response, okay?
What does this mean? So from our perspective, I mean, we're an infrastructure provider. We create the issuance of CBDCs and the interoperability of CBDCs with payment systems. And the common themes are around, why a digital pound, why a digital euro, why a digital dollar. And it's an evolution of money. And cash is always going to be there, as Tom was just saying. But having a digital form of cash, a new form of smart money, can really unlock a lot of benefits to consumers and businesses, because we're right now relying on a traditional architecture of push and pull payments, and having logic built in by having the ability to program money to do innovative things is going to really transform how GDP can grow, how businesses can reduce workflows, and how consumers can spend a new form of money. So we're right at the beginning of that thinking, but the next step is to practically test it with your local domestic banks.
I'm telling y'all, it's coming. So with that being said, I'm going to come to a close with my Quant coverage today in regards to CBDCs. We're gonna dive more into it, but I'm just trying to literally this is like 101. Like, I'm trying to explain, literally baby step it, so someone can really understand how these things are working, or that first off, that is actually real. Because most people be like, oh, crypto, oh, that's some this, oh, that's some that. No. Don't be fooled. Don't let the smooth taste fool you by what they say. Watch what they do. Now, they may say things in public, but you see they've been working on distributed ledger technology via what? TC307 since 2016. Go back and watch my last video. I explained about it. You tap in. It's a lot of information, but knowledge is power, y'all. And we can truly change our lives and our futures just by getting information, and knowing what to do when you have that information. If you tap into this channel, we're going to go over that. We're going to talk more about investing. We're going to talk about how, what exchanges do I use? You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about all of that so you can understand even how to buy a Quant token. How do you buy an XRP? How do you buy a XDC? How do you buy a HBAR? We'll talk about all of that, okay? So tap in with me. I promise you, you won't be sorry, because these companies are changing the world and literally running the future. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later.